Hello everyone and welcome to this week's update video. This is probably my second time recording it because the um first one I had issues with and it didn't go so well. So I am re-recording this. I obviously am going to go through some of the new area. I'm not really going to touch up on the other areas. Just simply because it's just like they're updating the grass, they're updating the trees. Not everything, but I am going to go through and show you guys the new area and what I think. So let's go. Alright, so as you can see, we have some bumblebees flying. And normally I'm terrified of bumblebees and bees in general. Because I got stung by one when I was 3 years old and I never forgot it. News alert, please go away. Thanks. So the rocks. Has been one of the biggest issues I think everyone has been angry about. I really am not that bothered by it. It looks fine. Obviously they will add new textures to it. And there it's gonna be like a constant improving thing. But honestly, it doesn't bother me. The only thing that I would probably change is I would add in just a little bit more shadow and just a tiny bit more like grain effect, kinda. But it really does have a grain effect already. So I wouldn't do too much except like more shadows with it. Because I think a little bit more shadow would make it pop. But isn't this just gorgeous? Because, I mean, it really is. And the flowers are pretty, and the tulips are pretty. There's little tulip flowers over here. Everything's just so gorgeous, and Moorland is amazing. So let me come down here. Whoopsie. Okay, let's go this way. Moorland is very popular now, and I can't say I blame them, because it looks great. And I love what they did with taking down some of the walls. It makes it just so much more open and so much more easier to navigate. And that's the one thing I didn't like when Moorland was out. When Moorland first came in game, it was very closed in, and that's why I really never stayed at Moorland. Actually, what my original plan was when I first started in game, I was gonna stay at Moorland until I unlocked Golden Hills Valley, and then I could move there. And that's really how it went. But so far, this place is just gorgeous. I feel bad that I lost the original recording because I had to reinstall Bandicam again, and it was just a mess. But it's really beautiful. And obviously they did take the cactuses away from the western area, little western area over here. And I'm not that upset about it, as I thought I would be. It's not that bad. It's not that terrible. But everything's just really, really pretty. Especially like Moorland-wise. It's just, there's so much to it. It makes it pop, and it's just, it's so nice. Alright, so let's head on around to the beach over here, because they have a little picnic area on the beach, which is awesome. Little beach party area, aside from the actual beach party that is in Fort Pinta. So let's head to see Mrs. Holdsworth real quick with the bees. And that's my cat. Hi! Hi, Hershey. That's my cat. If you just heard her, that's just her being Hershey. And one thing I liked is they added the lights to Miss Holdsworth trees, which I like. And the championship looks so good. Everything just looks so amazing. In a way, I'm kind of glad I get to do this a second time because there was just like a lot of useless nonsense that was in the video. And dragonflies, oh, they really outdid themselves, to be honest with you. Yes, Munchkin? That's my cat. Alright, so cat's out of the room. She'll probably come back, knowing her. But here is the lighthouse. And obviously Star Stable took away some rocks and some foliage, but it's to make easier for us to navigate, which I appreciate because I do Beauty of SSO Horses series, and I'm always running into something, so I appreciate them thinking of us that way, because I certainly do appreciate it. And I love that they kept the sunbeams, the sun rays of light, in certain areas, which is definitely a great touch. So I'm gonna kind of just ride around and critique what I see. Alright, so let's head up this way because we have Doyle's Abbey again. I don't know how you say it. It's the graveyard. That's not far away. It turned out so pretty. Okay, so we are gonna head on the beach, which, by the way, the sand looks like real sand for once, which is amazing. And a lot of people were saying like the stones are weird, and that's partially because they look this way because of water erosion. If you paid attention in science class, you would know this. When water erodes away at rocks, you get these kind of like one sort of weird texture types of rocks. So that's kind of why they look that way, for those wondering. Alright, so where do I want to go next? Oh, let's head to Fort, because I love the sand. The sand is so cool. It's very realistic. At least to me it is. I'm sure everyone will disagree with me, but from an artist's perspective and as an ex game designer and animator, I definitely am very impressed with this new area, and I like the new water. One thing they talked about on their Facebook in the comments is they want to add our reflections to the water too. Right now, obviously, we just have the plants and the surroundings, but eventually that will change. That will change. So that's good. Let's head over this way. And they did clear out the little beach spot here, which is nice. They cleared it out and it's very pretty. It's not as oppressive like it was originally. Alright, so where should we go next? Probably should do, I guess, around Steve Farm. Let's do that. Also, forgot to mention, how awesome is the stone bridge? It looks so cool. It's just so jagged and interesting. I really like it. So now we are off to Steve. Okay, so now we are at Steve Farm, and it's much more clearer, much more open. just looks so nice. And for once, it's just like very open, and I don't have to worry about running into anything, which again is great. Again, the rock textures don't really bother me, as they probably do everyone else. The only thing I would change is like some more shadows and just intensify it just a little bit. But other than that, nothing I would really change. Alright, so we have Everwind Fields, which again looks great. Alright, so we are heading down here. And this is Hollow Woods. Obviously, nothing impressive. They gave some lampposts, they gave, obviously some fencing. The terrain's changed. But other than that, not a lot has really been added, as in tree-wise. Flowers over there. So, excuse me, there's that. But the trees will get updated. Again, if you watch Star Stable News' video, you will know that they are in pre-production to have Hollow Woods upgraded. So they just started pre-production, and I'm very excited to see what they will do with it. They really want to make it very magical and very different, so I am very excited. Alright, so now we are running past some of the mountain range. They obviously upgraded the trees. It all looks really good. They did an outstanding job. And I obviously love this way more than the old Silverglade. First of all, let me explain that I am pretty much a veteran player. I've been playing since disc games, and for them to go to what they had on disc and go to this is a huge deal, and obviously I support them all the full way. So yeah, I'm just super impressed. Okay, so one of the things we're going to check out next is the sky. So the sky, obviously, they changed. So I'm going to do this kind of shot. Or you know what, let's rein it in just a little bit. There we go. That's better. Alright, so as you can see, I love like the morning, early morning sky. That's really cool. How it changes over to from purple to blue, the daytime sky, and then sunset, and then back to the stars. I really like how they did this, and it actually it switched over to the point where it's now night much earlier, so you can do more stargazing, because I remember that being an issue for years. You'd have to get on SSO really late to see the stars, and now I'll probably be turning in the dark, but I don't mind because it's less oppressive on my eyes, which is great. So not at all a problem for me. Alright, you guys, now we are in for Grove, around the fire trail, I believe is what it's called. So yeah, again, these rocks actually really don't bug me. They look like rocks. Again, I would just add more shadow and maybe a bit more grain to it. But other than that, it really doesn't bother me. I just love like what they did and how they went for the style. It really does go together. If you like think about it, and just I mean, I'm in love. And a lot of people complain to me, there's no apples on the apple tree. They're there. It's just it's gonna take a moment for you to see them, because they are so deep in the tree and they're kind of hard to spot. But thankfully, they are there. It's just, they did a really good job. And again, Star Stable is going for like a fairy tale sort of theme. Like once you like get into Jorvik and wow, Jorvik, you're kind of like stepping into a fairy tale, and that's very much the vibe of this area. And so far, I absolutely love it. They did such a good job, and it's so pretty and magical, and I love it. Again, I mean, you just look at this place and it feels like you're just transported somewhere else, which is how pretty much everyone wants to feel in the game. Obviously, a lot of people want it to be realistic, and obviously, as they said, the computers wouldn't be able to handle it. Everyone would have to buy these insanely priced gaming computers in order, if you even wanted to do, like, high def realistic, like, Red Dead Redemption, whatever it is. But obviously that's not going to come to Star Stable. That's not their style. Hate to disappoint, but that's just not their thing. And honestly, I really like this style. I think it's great. I think the animators and designers did a kick-ass job. Sorry, I actually cursed for once. But they really did. Alright, so we're going to head to Vale Lake next. So let's go. Okay, so here we are at Vale Lake. And I just love what they did. They did such a good job with just everything. And I mean, the waterfall's amazing. Just everything about it, it just comes together so well, especially with the new models that came out this year. It just goes so well. So again, props to SSO for all the awesome work they did. One of the things, everything is just so light colored and really easy on the eyes. It's not oppressive, and your eyes can kind of relax, and that's kind of like it definitely helps, especially when you've had a concussion. But they did such a good job, and everything is just gorgeous, and they really knocked it out of the park on this one. And obviously, there are certain things that are going to change. It's not going to look like this always. There are going to change some certain things, like probably the rock textures, they will change. There's certain things they want to improve on, which I am totally all game for. I know that they'll do us right, and that's just all that matters, really. Okay, everyone, so that is it for this week's update video. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I'm very sorry it had to be so short, but, and obviously so late. But I've dealt with Bandicam enough for today, because it gave me like a ton of issues. But the good news is everything's sorted out. We are back to normal. We are back on track. That's what's important. And I'm actually really glad I did get to go back and record a second time, because there's obviously way too much stuff that I recorded, and this is much more downgraded to what I would like it to be. So it all works out. But go and explore, you guys. They did such a good job. Props to the SSO team. So as always, keep it positive, you guys. Happy trails, everyone. I will see you in the next video. Bye!